For joining us first at 6, it took only hours for the man wanted for allegedly setting off bombs in New York and New Jersey to be found. The picture of Ahmad Khan Rahami was released earlier today.
He was caught after a shootout with officers a little before noon in a New Jersey neighborhood. At this hour, Rahami is recovering from surgery after being shot in the leg. 2 officers were also shot during the exchange.
Based on the information we have now, we have every reason to believe this was an act of terror.
This is a pretty quick turnaround. This happened 50 hours ago, and we have our suspect in custody, so I think it's a tremendous job by all involved.
Investigators say Rahami is behind the bombings in Chelsea, New York, as well as in Seaside Park and Elizabeth, New Jersey. 29 people were hurt in the blasts.
A Tri-State musician who was performing in New York City wasn't far from the attacks on Saturday night and has some unique insights on what's gone on there the last 2 days. 9 on your side's Julie O'Neill joins us live, in fact, right now with his message to the Tri-State. Julie?
Craig, I'm here at the high security facility in Price Hill where our local people with Homeland Security gather intelligence in terms of whether there could be any threat here. The word from them to all of us is vigilance, is being aware of our surroundings. And I'll tell you, I spoke with a gentleman who grew up in Coleraine Township, spends a lot of time in New York as a saxophonist, and was there over the weekend. He says we here in the Cincinnati area can take a cue from New Yorkers on this.
I was in New York this weekend playing at Sylvana.
And it was just as B.J. Jansen, a saxophonist, had wrapped up his set, it hit.
I saw on my phone alerts coming in, and then I saw Facebook, and I started looking at it, and I'm going, oh no, another bombing.
Jansen posted messages and pictures on Facebook and says social media helped communication amidst all this, but not perfectly.
On my Facebook, people were texting me and asking me, you know, where are you? And Facebook has a feature where you can mark safe. But it wasn't working, I think, because so many people were using it.
2 things that did work well. Jansen says authorities moved quickly, even shutting down the subways underneath the scene.
I think there was such a swift response from the authorities in New York, and they've prepared and drilled so much for it.
In the case of the backpacks found the next night, citizens noticed them, whether for good or bad.
Like they say, if you see something, say something. Type of thing, you know, and I think New York is getting much more onto that. It was actually some homeless people that found some of the backpacks and opened them and, you know, reported it to the police, and even some people that were looking to steal some of the luggage helped out too.
And Emily Laycamp, working locally with Homeland Security, suggests we take our phones and go a step further.
Take pictures. Be as descriptive as possible. Write down maybe what that person is wearing, what kind of car that they're driving, their license plate, anything to give those officers as much information as possible.
You know, we all have a curiosity. What do federal agents think about any potential threats here? We do ask those questions, and they generally tell us we're not talking about anything, which I think we can all probably take a sigh of relief and be grateful that no news is good news for the Tri-State area. If anything does develop, of course, we'll be on it. Live in Price Hill, I'm Julie O'Neill, 9 on your side.